So what happens when you realize that your relationship with food is actually toxic? It's unhealthy. What's interesting is I started this discussion in Tanzania. I'm back here now in Gilbert, Arizona, and let me tell you what a difference a week makes as far as environment I'm in, where it was probably there, even though they're on the equator, kind of the summer weather there, and now I'm back at winter weather in Arizona, and you can tell it's winter by me actually having a jacket on. But I think in a perfect world scenario, food is meant to sustain life. Can we all agree on that? Now, I'm not saying that food shouldn't be enjoyable, that food in and of itself, it's not that it's a bad thing, but food is meant to sustain life. For someone like me, the problem with food is that it shifted from sustaining life to addressing emotional pain, dealing with stress, dealing with boredom. Like, food took on a different relationship in my life, which is why that relationship became toxic. Here's the struggle. When you identify that that's like the relationship with food, so I want to give like a real life scenario, right? Because it's Girl Scout cookie time of year, in the spring, right? So my wife and I would say, like, we are gonna spend this much money on Girl Scout cookies. So let's say, for the sake of this discussion, that it's 5 boxes of course, the best Girl Scout cookie ever is Thin Mint. Hello. So we're gonna get 5 boxes of Thin Mint, and we're gonna put them in the freezer, right? And so here's the idea, is that, that way over the course of the next few months, we can enjoy them a little at a time. In reality, that's a great concept. But the moment that a super stressful day enters the picture, like a sleeve of Thin Mint cookies is gone like that. Like, it's just gone, because at that point, it's not about enjoying the flavor of a Thin Mint cookie. It's the redundant activity of maybe this will do something other than what it was intended for. The shift for me, if I'm going to talk about how I begin to navigate a weight loss journey in this season, is that even when I lost 150 pounds, I lost it really predominantly. I mean, I ate smarter, but it was through a volume of activity. In other words, so if you look at the amount of calories I was eating a ton of calories, but I was working out like minimum caloric burn of 500 calories per workout 6 days a week. So it didn't matter really what I ate, because the activity was compensating. You take that activity away, and here's the problem. What you're left with is the relationship with food. So for me, I understand that if I'm going to do systemic weight loss, I have to change the relationship with food, which is really hard for me, because guess what? Which cookie tastes better in that sleeve of Girl Scout cookies? Cookie 1 or cookie 20? It's a trick question. The answer is they all taste good. It's just changing the relationship of, I can enjoy 2 cookies and enjoy it for what it was intended to be, as a pleasurable experience of enjoying a delicious cookie, not trying to have it deal with emotional pain or boredom or whatever else is emotionally going on in my life. If I can't make substantive change in my life and my relationship with food to where it moves back into, I enjoy food but understand its primary purpose is to sustain life, I'm never going to lose the weight. So next week I'm going to talk about how did I begin that process and journey of truly shifting, because I'm in process. Like, I won't even say I'm there yet, but how am I truly shifting my relationship to food? And I'm excited to share that with you next week. If this is helpful, would you share it with somebody else? Because I really want to get this message out there as we begin to look at New Year's resolutions. The New Year's resolution isn't going to change relationship as it comes to losing weight. It's a shift of mentality. And I'm really going to dive into that next week. Have a great week.